At the beginning of this movie, there is some really good product placement for Baskin-Robbins. Seriously, it's good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another new episode of The Real Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new movie from Marvel, Ant-Man. This movie stars Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly, and Michael Pena. Without spoiling anything, this movie is simply about a guy who's released from prison. His name is Scott, Paul Rudd's character, and he's given an opportunity to kind of fix some of the mistakes of his past through a series of crazy events and becoming the Ant-Man. Let me just start out by saying this movie was great. This movie was really, really good. I think along the lines of the success that you saw with Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel nailed it with this movie, and I think it was a surprise for a lot of people that did go to see it. I think it's really funny, actually. I was standing in line at the theater, and the previous showing was actually leaving the theater, and I heard this comment from at least 3 separate people. Wow, that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. That was way better than I thought it was going to be. Wow, that was actually pretty good. Those types of things are always really great to hear. I mean, you think about this movie, it's called Ant-Man. Unless you're familiar with the source material, you probably aren't going to go rush out and see this movie. Even some of the previews look a little like, what is this about? Okay, he's writing ants. But let me just tell you, this movie is done really, really well. You don't have to have vast knowledge of the Marvel Cinematic Universe to know exactly what's going on here. And that's actually probably one of the best qualities of this movie. It's a really self-contained comedy heist movie. This movie is really great in that manner. You're not constantly having to deal with these really heavy dramatic undertones about the destruction of Earth and those kinds of things. While there is some aspect to it, this movie is really, really small scale. No pun intended. Or maybe it is intended. This movie is really funny. It's acted brilliantly by Paul Rudd. Great addition to the Marvel universe. He is a great Ant-Man. And Michael Pena in the movie is this kind of like sidekick comedic relief character. Kind of helps lead the group that Paul Rudd is with, and is quite funny. Actually, he has a lot of the best lines and best scenes in this movie. Michael Douglas, he does a fantastic job. He takes this role very seriously and does a really, really great job portraying everything that he needs to portray. Evangeline Lilly, I haven't seen her since the Hobbit movies, but she does a great job in this movie. Marvel has really been firing on all cylinders lately. They're casting perfectly for these movies. Even the villain is good in this movie. He's a great actor. It seems like some of the more heavy, dramatic, emotional parts of this film that they're going for might get lost a little bit in the comedy, and like they're trying to rush it a little bit, so those don't have necessarily as heavy as an impact as you'd like to maybe feel. But other than that, I don't really have a lot of complaints with this movie. There are some cheesy moments with the ants, but with the material they're given, they make it as realistic as they possibly can. I would highly encourage you to go see Ant-Man. It was a lot of fun. The characters are great. You're gonna laugh. There are some great action sequences in there too, and you won't regret it. I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 5. It's really fun. It's very entertaining. It's hilarious. There are a lot of funny lines in this movie. It's a comedy heist, and it ties in subtly into some of the other Marvel movies a little bit, but the weight of the movie stands on its own, and that's the most important thing here. What did you think of Ant-Man? Comment in the section below, like, subscribe, and have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll talk later on.